What's up, YouTube? WildLion Games here, and we're going to take a look at Madden 21 with an honest review. The good, the bad, the ugly. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, maybe subscribe. That'd be cool. So before we get started, let's take a look, just 1 minute. 1 minute look at a Madden cutscene here when you win the Super Bowl, right? The greatest achievement in football that you can get is the Super Bowl, and this is how Madden 21 treats it. Watch and listen.
And the Seahawks are the class of the NFL. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
Rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gunn signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.
So I could just, end my review right there. I think that pretty much sums up about how much the game has progressed, or actually lack thereof. However, I will go through the game, and I'll be as fair as possible. Let's jump into my review. We'll start with the good. The graphics have improved quite a bit, and that mostly comes from lighting. I talked about this in the beta that I played. Textures and character models are pretty much on par, if not slightly better than the previous iteration. But Madden was already a great looking game. We know that. It's the selling point for the game. It looks amazing, and I honestly believe it looks better than ever with this improved lighting in the stadium and the atmosphere. I noticed some frame rate issues and screen jitters when I was playing the yard. It's kind of distracting and almost as if the game has trouble running that game mode. I'm not sure if it's running at a different frame rate or if it's like so much busyness going. It shouldn't be too much busyness because there's no fans, or there's no like large stadium or anything. But I'm interested to see if this gets fixed in a future patch, or maybe it was just like a one-time error. But other than that, I didn't see any graphical bugs other than in replay mode. Sometimes when zooming in on players, the players will like clip in and out, and you won't see them. But I don't really think that hinders the playability at all, so I'm not going to mark that as like a negative. I think it's just more of an annoyance, if anything. I even downloaded Madden 18 to play back-to-back, and I noticed a big difference in the run game and player reaction to user control, right? So behind the line of scrimmage, it's much easier to have full control of the running back. In previous Maddens, I always found it frustrating when I wanted to change directions to an open hole, but it was always very difficult to feel like my input into the controller was, being brought over to the player in the game itself. It was almost like the computer just wanted the running back to continue on the designated path, and it was hard for me to deviate him from it. It was very annoying, and it kind of just made running the ball frustrating. So I was really happy to see and happy to announce that Madden 21 seems to have done a much better job at making the run game fluid. Sure, you kind of get some weird player animations out of it, but I'd rather have players move slightly awkwardly if it allows for me to have like better control of that player, if that makes sense, or my input into the controller to correlate to player movement. Another nice addition to gameplay is the DB and receiver interactions with jump balls. They just look more natural. Now, they're definitely still pre-canned animations, and the outcome is based on whatever the hell Madden wants to happen, but they do look better. So I'll give that a positive, because I remember when they first kind of implemented those quick time buttons, it was almost like this weird little glitch jump pause where the game would transition to this pre-canned animation between the receiver and DB. So that's pretty much gone now. Now, you still get these funky animations and forced outcomes, but I'll get into that in a little bit when I reach the bad stuff. The Yard. The Yard is a new mode for Madden 21 and features a 6v6 backyard football style of game. It honestly reminds me quite a bit of NBA 2K's My Park, but not nearly as fleshed out, of course. But like 2K, you have an avatar, aka your player. You pick a position and prototype that you want to follow and level up, and boom, there you go. You also have some customizable wardrobe options to unlock, like some crazy helmets, visors, shorts, uniforms, shoes, more. The apparel options are honestly a little slim. I'm willing to bet EA is going to add more items as the year goes on. I'd love to see more jersey and especially shorts options. And I think some other wacky things too, like being able to actually have custom celebrations and unlocking different types of celebrations would be cool. I'm not a big, I wouldn't personally put any jewelry on my player, but I think that could be one of those things, like Odell Beckham Jr. wearing his watch in a game, right? So I think it'd be cool to unlock stuff like watches and chains. And I mean, you already got outrageous items, you might as well go all the way with it, I guess is what I'm saying. But the Yard is pretty fun, but it lacks any real organization, which I think takes away from the replay value. Way too many loading screens. So take a look at this. I'm going to speed up the loading screen parts, but there's this challenge against the CPU where you have to complete a 20-yard drive, a 40-yard drive, and a 60-yard drive. And you got to score each time. But instead of just allowing you to do it, you have to load back to the Yard main menu and then load back into the game. And I feel like I was pretty much spending the same amount of time looking at a loading screen as I am playing, which isn't fun, right? So you can level up your player to unlock more rewards and skill points to assign to your prototype that you wish to level up. Playing online against other players, I think, seems to be a way to go to enjoy the game mode. But again, without any leaderboards or teams/factions to join, it just kind of feels like a lost cause. The Yard is definitely a fun mini mode, but at the same time, it feels empty when compared to something like 2K's My Court or My Park. Sorry, My Park. Face of the franchise. So this is Madden's golden ticket for Madden 21 this year. It's a revamped version of Face of the franchise where you take your player from his high school days, now through college, and then the NFL, and you guide him on his journey, make choices that impact your image and your teammates and how the media views you. This mode alone is going to get people to buy the game, right? So it's a lot of fun, all right? It's a lot of fun. It's very addicting, but let's be honest. I mean, any mode where you get to create your own player and do a career mode is going to be fun, right? We get to live our own fantasy of being this great NFL superstar. And finally, EA added back in the option to play as a position other than quarterback, so you can now actually be a receiver or a running back instead. Again, it's nowhere near the older Madden versions of Superstar mode, where you could literally play any position on the field and go through a full combine, take the Wonderlic, answer interview questions, star in a movie, do promotions, interviews, all that stuff. Madden on the PS2 and OG Xbox was phenomenal, and Superstar mode was very in-depth. Even on the 360, when features were taken out and stripped away, you could still run the 40-yard dash and test your bench press. So they have the 40-yard dash in Madden 21, and along with a very basic skill drill for the combine, but that's it. No bench press, no vertical, nothing. It's very bare bones. And even the 40-yard dash, which you're looking at here, it's just a quick time event. That's all it is. And it's the same 3 buttons for both rounds. The mode is enjoyable, and if you're interested in this, but not Madden itself, you can easily play from the beginning to the end of your rookie year in about 8 hours. So what I'm saying is, if you just want to play Face of the franchise, I would say, maybe just take a weekend where you don't have a lot going on and just rent it at Redbox or something like that, and just play that for 10 hours over the weekend, and you'll be into your second year of the NFL by then. All right, let's go through the negatives. First of all, the story is atrocious. If I wanted to watch daytime soap operas, I would quit my job and collect unemployment checks and sit my ass on the couch and watch Days of Our Lives. But I don't want to do that. And I don't want to watch it when I'm trying to play Madden 21 Face of the franchise story either. This feels like some corny teen movie mixed in with the Days of Our Lives drama soap opera. And Just listen to this scene.
Tommy, you all right, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just have this bug that's going around.
You don't look fine. You look sluggish. It's like you're not playing with any heart out there.
Don't you dare talk to me about my heart. I've put everything I have into this. This game is my life.
If you have so much heart, prove it. Because you're not showing any out there. Whoa. Whoa, hey, easy. Easy, man. I ain't mean to upset you.
You're right.
About what?
About my lack of heart.
Look, I didn't mean anything by it.
No, it's my heart, man. I was born with a congenital heart defect.
What does that mean exactly?
That means that my heart doesn't push blood through my body properly.
Tommy, I'm sorry. I had no idea.
I had a surgery when I was 9 to repair it, but my doctor's saying I need another one.
Tommy, you need to get help immediately.
Listen, if word gets out about this, that's the end of my football career. Do you understand? Please, you can't tell anyone about this.
This is serious. You can't afford to wait any longer.
It's just fatigue at this point. I'll be fine. Okay, I just need to get through this season. Plus, I owe it to these guys to help them win a state championship.
You're not helping anyone out there tonight, especially yourself, plus you're putting a huge risk with your health.
But does anyone at EA play sports, or have they ever played sports in their lives? Like, and not even just football, anything. Because if they did, they would know that you have to get a sports physical to be able to play. All right? And something like a congenital heart defect would be known by the coaches, especially if you were born with it and had surgery and you needed more help and the doctors said that you need more help. If word gets out, what does he mean if word gets out about this? You were born with, everybody, your mom knows about it, your dad knows about it, your doctors know about it. You have to get a physical to play high school sports, which means they also have to know about it, which means your coach has to know about it. EA, what? Dude, this is like, I felt like you guys were trying to be, you were trying so hard to be dramatic that you just came up with some laughable garbage. Also, the teammates just treat you like shit right off the bat. And the head coach basically just like whispers everything to the team and to you for dramatic effect. He's always talking in this low voice and trying to be super melodramatic. Like, dude, no, have you ever been in a locker room? The coach doesn't talk like that. It's embarrassing. Here's the real bad part. I'm not even at the worst of it, is you don't even get to play your entire NFL like career. You don't even get to play all your games. So I get to my rookie season, I'm like, sweet, here we go. Get to take control of my guy. It's like you get to play about 4 games, I think it was. You only get to play these like select few games, these key moments that the game picks for you. And one of those key moments is going to the Super Bowl, right? So it just basically carves your path for you. And like, I don't even get to control how many touchdowns I threw, how many interceptions I threw, how many yards that I threw for. Like, it's just, you only get to play these key moments. Let us play every game if we want to. High school and college being shortened up, I understand. That makes sense. But when you actually get to your NFL career and I don't get to play every game, that's trash. Trash. Come on, man. Get it right. I also didn't notice how my player personality archetype affected my play, affected how my teammates viewed me or the media viewing me. Take note of MLB The Show 20 when your personality type actually has an RPG attached to it, and it provides various in-game benefits based on which personality type you level up. So I was really excited to see Madden include something like this, but ultimately it's just another shallow feature. So continuing with the bad, gameplay. I know up above I had it in the good, but it's also here in the bad because remember, everything that's decent in this game also has a lot of negative to it. Players can't simply both tackle a ball carrier at the same time for reasons unknown that I don't understand, because ESPN 2K5 and Backbreaker, both games that are 10 plus years older, can have gang tackles, but Madden still can't figure it out. It forces situations that happen that shouldn't have happened, and ultimately it takes away from the experience that you are in control. And this is my biggest issue with Madden, and I feel like it's a lot of gamers' issues. It doesn't feel organic. My failures seem to be at the computer's fault, and my successes rarely feel like it was me who actually did something, but rather the AI who allowed me to do it. Outcomes are still forced. Horrible job on Madden's part, and it's disappointing to see the gameplay be untouched for the most part. Once again, I know I said it improved in certain areas, but those improvements are so minor when you still see things like this constantly. The new D-line controls, also advertised as this really cool feature, are bad. So it was fun for about 2 or 3 games, playing as a D-lineman, using the pass rush moves against the O-line, and you have how many you have available to you with that little meter. And I was excited because Madden severely needs a change to defense to make it fun, because playing defense is pretty boring in Madden. But honestly, after the initial thrill wears off from the D-line control, it's boring again. So how does it get boring? It looks so fun. I'll tell you why. Because it's an illusion. You don't have control over the move the player does. It's just randomized. So pushing the right thumbstick forward doesn't automatically make it like a bull rush for the defender, right? It could be something different. And pushing it to the right doesn't mean you're in a swim move. So I noticed this in the second game, and so for repeatedly in a row, I just pushed the thumbstick up, just every single time. And I think it was like a bull rush, a swim move, and then there was another bull rush, and then it was a block shed. And so basically what I gathered is my input with the right thumbstick didn't have anything to do with the type of move the defender was going to do. It was just going to be randomized based on what the game thinks I should do. So a lot better way to do this would to have, different moves mapped to the right thumbstick. EA, if you're listening to this, I know you're not, and if you are, you're not going to care. But it's to have controls mapped to different directions so that as a defender, I can see where the ball carrier is going and how I'm positioned against the O-lineman, and then use the right thumbstick to move and try and get a certain move. Just an idea. Think it over. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be here all day. Presentation. Oh, you saw the presentation, but honestly, so the presentation is just bad in general. I don't know what they're thinking with this WWE style hype reel with some electronic music going in the background. It doesn't work. Halftime and postgame are non-existent again. And as you saw in the beginning, the Super Bowl celebration hasn't changed. In fact, it's gotten worse because in Madden 18, they actually had confetti coming down from the stadium. In Madden 21, there's no confetti. The ugly. Oh man, if you thought I was, honestly, the more I do this review, the more annoyed I get. I'm just gonna keep it short because I'm just fed up. Yeah. Franchise mode is untouched. Nothing's new. It's the exact same as it was in Madden 16. In fact, the UI is the same. They didn't even adjust the menu. It's bland, it's basic, practices are annoying. It's awful. Point blank period, it's awful. EA, you have to do better. To have untouched franchise mode for 5 years in a row, not even a UI overhaul, nothing. Franchise mode is trash in Madden 21 and fails again in this department. If you want franchise mode, listen, if you're going to take away anything from this review, if you want a good football franchise mode, go to your local game store, go buy Madden 2008 on the PlayStation 2, and actually you can probably find a PlayStation 2 for about $50 or $60. So instead of spending $60 on Madden, just go buy a PS2 for $60 and buy Madden 08 for $4, and have an awesome franchise mode that's super in-depth that way. Alright, so as you guys know, I rate all my games on this, obscure, non-existent scale that, I relate it to, real-world applications for the sport. So I hate to do this because I love Peyton Manning. I rate Madden 21 a 2013 Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is undoubtedly one of the best QBs of all time, hands down. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. So he moves on to the Denver Broncos after receiving neck surgery, and it was on an injury that, most people thought he would retire from, but he wasn't done yet. So he goes to Denver. He has all these new playmakers around him, right? He's got Sean Marino. He's got Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas. Wes Welker's there now. He's got Eric Decker. on defense. He's got Von Miller. He got Chris Harris at corner, and he's Cromartie, I think, at the other side of the corner, right? So all these weapons around, super shiny stuff, but he wasn't the same Peyton Manning. His accuracy wasn't there, the zip wasn't there, and the Broncos ended up being throttled by the Seahawks 43-8 in the Super Bowl, if you remember that. Peyton Manning was awful. He couldn't do anything right. Madden 21 is a lot like that right there. It has a great legacy, but even with all these new shiny weapons around it, like face the franchise in the yard and these defensive alignment controls, it isn't what it used to be in its glory days, and it gets throttled. Unlike Madden, Peyton Manning's legacy, however, wasn't tarnished. You know, this dude's a hard worker. He's a stand-up guy. Everybody likes him. And he ended up actually winning another Super Bowl. I mean, you know, he was carried by the Broncos defense that year, but hey, he had to do something, right? And I mean, he's coming off a tough injury. But EA's legacy and Madden's legacy is being tarnished right now, and it doesn't seem like they care. If you want to play Face the Franchise, rent the game over the weekend when you have free time. Or, you know, maybe just wait for EA access if you're on Xbox. Don't get me wrong, I had fun playing it, and I played 10 hours of it, right? So, but this, if you don't like my final verdict above with the Peyton Manning analogy, a better way, I guess, would be a price. This is a $30 or $40 game. Wait for it to go on sale, then buy it, and yeah, that's my verdict on the game. So. That's all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. I would love to be a big review channel and, you know, do some sports gaming stuff. That's it for me. Please like and subscribe. Hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments what you all think of the game. And that's about it. Peace.